I am Anonymous. Chapter 3, A Test of Friendship, Part 3.
Anon, you gotta help us. Sweetie Belle is stuck,
Applebloom shouts. What is she doing out there? These rapids are dangerous, Anon yells. Scootaloo stutters. You know what? Never mind. Stay here. Anon carefully takes a step into the rapids. He knows what he is doing is dangerous, but that is overshadowed by the fact that a filly is in danger. The force of the river almost pushes Anon down. He strolls and uses the nearby rocks to stabilize himself. He slips a couple of times, but he remains firm. As the water rises and the current strengthens, Anon becomes afraid. So, he resorts to prayer to calm his nerves. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. Thy kingdom comes, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. God is the power, the kingdom, and the glory of Amen. He repeats the Lord's Prayer as he inches forward. He hopes that Sweetie Belle won't slip and fall. Having a dead filly on his hands would be awful. On the 5th time, he reaches Sweetie Belle. He stops to catch his breath. Anon sees the fear in Sweetie Belle's eyes. It's not fear, like getting frightened by a spider, but fear of death. Right now, Anon can relate to her. Sweetie Belle, I'm going to get you out of here, Anon reassures. I can't carry you in my arms, so we must improvise. Anon thinks for a moment until he comes up with a plan. Reach over my shoulders and cross your legs. Try not to choke me to death. Anon squats down so Sweetie Belle can reach over him. She follows his order, and they begin the dangerous trek back to the shore. They are within 20 feet of the bank. Within 3 minutes of careful walking, then Anon's foot slides off a rock. He hears a loud popping sound, and pain shoots up his left leg. Hio te pera! Anon shouts. He falls and Sweetie Belle screams, but he grabs onto a large branch that is in the river. With one arm, he holds Sweetie Belle in place. He uses his other hand to pull himself up. Despite the pain, Anon limps to a nearby rock big enough to set Sweetie Belle on. Once Anon stabilizes himself, he turns to the fillies on shore. Applebloom, Princess Celestia is about 100 yards downstream. Tell her we need help and that I've probably broken my foot. Quickly, Anon commands. Applebloom runs down the path towards Princess Celestia. Anon bows his head and begins to pray again. This time, he prays in Spanish. Virgin Mary, Holy Mother of God, allow thy Son to have mercy on me. If it is his will for me to perish, then his will be done. But please allow thy Son to spare this innocent fool from the clutches of death. When Anon prays twice, he sees a flash of yellow on the bank. Applebloom is standing on the shore with Princess Celestia. The princess is shocked to see Anon in the middle of the rapids and sees a pained look on Anon's face. Her horn lights up and casts a teleportation spell. In an instant, Anon and Sweetie Belle are back on the shore. Anon is on his back while Sweetie Belle is standing. Celestia checks on Sweetie Belle, and when she showed no injury, she turned her attention to her injured friend and saw Anon's foot was facing in an unnatural direction. His foot is dislocated. How bad is my foot? Anon grunts. Your foot is dislocated. I'll have to reset it. Do you have anything you can bite down on? Anon nods as he pulls off his shirt. He puts some of it in his mouth and bites down on it. Once he is ready, Anon gives Celestia a slight nod. Princess Celestia commands the fillies to look away. The fillies comply. Then, Celestia uses her magic to put Anon's foot back into place. She winces as she hears Anon's muffled scream. You can look again, girls. Anon moans as he puts on his shirt. The fillies turn around. Can one of you tell me why Sweetie Belle was in the middle of the rapids. The Cutie Mark Crusaders look at each other. They remain silent until Scootaloo speaks up.
We've been sworn to secrecy,
she answers. Princess Celestia and Anon don't buy it. I'm serious, girls. Why was Sweetie Belle in the middle of the rapids? Anon snaps.
It was a dare. Some pony dared us to cross the rapids, Apple Bloom says.
Who? Celestia asks sternly.
Diamond Tiara,
Sweetie Belle admits. Anon's blood boils. He knows that Diamond Tiara, the daughter of the local millionaire, Filthy Rich, is known to push other foals around and force them to do stuff for a laugh. All of that was for a laugh. Anon takes this personally because the same thing happened to him. Looks like I have a little discussion with someone tomorrow, Anon growls.
Anon, we'll discuss that later. Right now, we need to get you home so you can rest,
Celestia says. Princess Celestia helps Anon to his feet and lets him rest against her as he walks. They walk with the CMC back to the picnic site. Celestia recruits the help of the foals to carry the picnic stuff back to Anon's house. As they walk through the woods, pain shoots through Anon's leg as he takes a step with his injured foot. He curses in Spanish every time pain courses through his leg to avoid scarring the fillies for eternity. If they heard him swear in English, it would be hard to explain to outraged parents why he was cursing around foals. That would be a cold day in hell. Eventually, the group makes it back to Anon's house. Once the stuff is placed in the kitchen, the CMC are sent away to return to their homes. Anon grabs clean underwear, a shirt, and another pair of shorts from his bedroom. He tells Celestia that he's taking a shower. She nods to acknowledge Anon's announcement. Anon limps into the bathroom, which is off of the kitchen. He sets his clean clothes next to the sink and removes his dirty clothes, which he places in a pile next to the door. Anon turns on the water. He waits a few seconds before stepping into the shower. He closes the shower curtain and lets the hot water run over him. The hot water feels good on Anon's body. If Anon is honest, this is the best shower he's taken since arriving in Equestria. He faces the shower head and leans against the wall to reduce the pressure on his injured foot. Then Anon begins to contemplate the events of that day. Anon closes his eyes, and the scenes of that day flash in the front of him. The part that stands out the most was that afternoon, not the picnic with Celestia, but rescuing Sweetie Belle from the rapids. Anon remembers the rescue's fear, adrenaline, and the sounds. He's never saved anyone before, but it felt pretty damn awesome to do something good for once in his life. When the water begins to cool, Anon breaks out of his trance. He finishes showering and dries himself off. Finally, Anon puts on his dry clothes. He picks up his dirty clothes, leaves the bathroom, and puts the dirty clothes in a laundry basket. The basket is almost completely full, which causes Anon to groan. Fuck, I have to do the laundry tomorrow, he grumbles as he limps to his drink cabinet. Hey, Tia, would you like something to drink? Sitting on the couch facing the window, Celestia turns to look at Anon. It depends on what you have. Mostly alcohol. I've got something smooth, soft, hard, and non-alcoholic. Take your pick. After today's events, I'll have a drink from the smooth category. Good choice. Anon picks up an expensive bottle of bourbon and 2 small glasses. He limps to the couch and sets the glasses on the coffee table. Anon pours Celestia a drink, then one for himself. Then Anon sits across from Celestia. They toast to good health and take a sip. The alcohol doesn't faze Anon, but Celestia begins to cough. Are you okay? Anon chuckles as he takes another sip. I'm fine. It's been a while since I've had a bourbon, Celestia replies. Anon finishes his glass and refills it. So, you said that we'd talk about confronting that entitled asswipe of a pony that practically tried to kill 3 of her classmates, Anon says. Let's talk about it. Celestia takes another sip of her drink.
I have no problem with having you confront Diamond Tiara, but you tend to act rationally when you are angry. I would feel better if either Filthy Rich or I was present. She might not know the rapids were dangerous, so going slightly easy on her is our best bet during your confrontation.
Whatever. The point is that a filly almost fucking died today, and I had to risk my neck to save her. She has to be punished.
Princess Celestia finishes her drink. She winces as she speaks again. You seem to be taking this personally. Why is that?
For the next 2.5 hours, Anon tells Celestia about Henry Richards and all Henry did to entertain himself and his minions. Some kids had several injuries due to his dares, or challenges as Henry called them. Anon does this without calling Henry by name. He refers to him as that asshole. As Anon goes on his tirade, he continues to drink and drink and drink. When Anon is close to finishing his rant, he is more than drunk. Anon is fucking hammered. Princess Celestia curses herself for letting Anon get this drunk. Anywho, that asshole tried to get the kid to suck his own.
Anon, maybe it's time to retire for the night. It's getting late.
Celestia interrupts. No can do, sonbutt. I'm not done. What's the word? Ranting. Yeah, that's it.
I would appreciate it if you wouldn't call me Sunbutt, Anon. Here, let me help you get to bed.
But I don't wanna. Anon is whining like a defiant fool. Celestia rolls her eyes. She wraps her magic around Anon and carries him to his bedroom. Not fucking fair, sonbutt, Anon grumbles. Princess Celestia pulls back Anon's covers and sets him in the middle. Then, Anon begins to grope around in the dark. He pats the floor until he picks up a stuffed pony. Anon told her a few weeks ago that he owned a stuffed pony similar to the ones in Equestria. However, he didn't confirm nor deny that he had bought it. Hey, Thunderclap, old buddy. It's good to see you, Anon says, ignoring that Celestia is still standing there. Celestia pulls the covers over Anon. She turns to leave the house so she can return to Canterlot, but she hears Anon call out to her. Tia?
Yes, Anon?
Can you stay with me until I go to sleep? Celestia stops and ponders Anon's drunken request. Finally, she agrees to stay with him. Anon pulls down the covers, rolls over on his side, and pats next to him. Celestia uses magic to remove her royal regalia and set it on a nearby desk. Then, she crawls into bed with Anon. He pulls the covers over them. They lay in silence until Anon asks another question. Tia, can you sing me a lullaby? Mom never sang me those.
Sure, Anon.
For a moment, Celestia is silent as she thinks of a decent lullaby to sing. She settles on the one her mother sang when she was a foal. It was her favorite song. About halfway through the song, Princess Celestia hears Anon shallow breathing. He is asleep, but she continues singing. When she finishes, Celestia moves to leave Anon's bed. However, something is keeping her next to Anon. Anon's vulnerability when he is asleep is pressing her to stay. She decides to stay with Anon for the rest of the night. Tomorrow is Sunday, so there is no court day. Luna won't freak out because she knows where Celestia is. Princess Celestia kisses the side of Anon's head. Then she wraps her forehooves around his torso. When she is satiated, Celestia nuzzles the nape of Anon's neck.
Good night, my little human,
she whispers. It isn't long until Celestia falls asleep beside the one she loves. So, that's finally the end of this chapter for I Am Anonymous. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, it looks like the story is starting to move along quite far, but, yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get the next one out. Also, by the way, this was recorded on Thursday, although I'm going to edit it after I get home from school tomorrow, because I am fucking burnt out for the night. I need sleep so I don't fuck up in school. Or well, it will be Friday for you guys, but don't matter. For right now that is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter, and I hope you guys send some comments. It don't really matter what it is, by the way, for the topics, whether it's just a little bit of small talk or not. I love seeing them and I love responding to them. So, if you can ever send them, go ahead, send them. I'll try to get a response out as soon as possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter. I got nothing else to say because, you know, I've already said the same thing 3 times. But stay golden. Have a good day.